ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ओम्. Dear devotees, I think in today's discussion there is a mention of Aditi. So based on that, just I thought, just I will give a bird eye view how this Vedic wisdom or particularly Upanishadic wisdom has been put in a story form in the Puranas and how it is highly symbolical. Without understanding this, the great meaning behind our Puranas, unfortunately, many times we get carried over by mere stories. The example is Aditi and Diti. And Aditi and Diti are the wives of the sage called Kashyapa. Kashyapa, in different Puranas, there are different versions. Kashyapa Brahma, they say, means he is a Prajapati for one particular Manvantara. But everyone accepts this Kashyapa is a great sage. And is also considered as Manasaputra of Chaturmukha Brahma. Or is also the son of Marichi, who is the Manasaputra of Brahma. Anyhow, if you see the meaning of the Kashyapa, it is nothing but the container. Okay, and Kashyapa married 12 daughters of Daksha Prajapati. The beauty is. And he married 12 daughters, and the children from each daughter of the Prajapati, so many, all the living beings or all the sentient beings on this earth, whatever we see, everyone has come from these 13 daughters of Prajapati. For example, Aditi. Aditi is one of the daughters' name of Prajapati. And from Aditi, Kashyapa is a father and Aditi is mother. From Aditi, Adityas came. Dvadash Adityas we know. And also, basically, all the celestial beings or devatas are the children of Aditi, more or less. Then Diti, one more daughter of the Prajapati. Diti is from Diti, Daityas came. Means Asuras, demonic natured people, ill-natured people like Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, all of them came. That whole the lineage came from Diti. Then from Danu, Danavas came. Danavas are also demonic in nature. They are powerful giants. Basically, they are one more class of this demonic natured people. Then Kadru. Kadru is one more daughter's name of Prajapati. From Kadru, Nagas came into existence. Nagas means serpents, including Adishesha, Shesha, Vasuki, all of them, all the serpents came from Kadru. Then Vinata. From Vinata, Vainateya, then Aruna, all of them, the birds basically. The birds came into existence from Vinata. Then Kasa. Kasa is the one more daughter's name. From her, Yakshas and Rakshasas came. And Surabhi, from Surabhi, four-legged animals came into existence. So this is the symbolic meaning of this. So the 13 daughters, from 13 daughters Kashyapa, with these 13 daughters, so many beings came into existence. And when with Diti and Aditi, if you take it deeply meaning, Diti is binding, which is, it comes from the dha root actually, binding, narrow-mindedness, selfishness, cunningness, all these things. That's what we see in the demonic natured people or asuric natured people. Either they maybe have a human birth or a animal birth or a demonic natured birth, whatever it may be, but demonic nature represents. And Aditi, when you add a in Sanskrit, it becomes opposite. So this Aditi represents, the etymological meaning, if you see, Aditi represents broad-heartedness, compassion, one who values for ethics and morality and all these things. That's where the children of Aditi were Adityas, and who became the gods and goddesses of the celestial beings. So like this, when we see the Vedic wisdom, Aditi, Diti, and etc., and this in Puranic language, it has been told in a story form actually. The Vedic wisdom, it is too difficult for a common person to understand, to comprehend. That is the reason in the story form our rishis have told, or including Veda Vyasa. So without knowing the philosophy, if you take at the surface level the meaning of these Puranas, then we will be misled. We don't understand the real significance of these Puranic stories. All right, just I wanted to give a small explanation how this Aditi and Diti, by this itself, how deeply analysis can be done. Now, if you remember the last class, we were discussing about the prāṇena and Ishvara. And I told last time, again, I want to tell you once more, the consciousness, when it is manifesting at the causal state, karana avastha or causal state, at the individual level or microcosmic level, it is called prāṇena. And at the macrocosmic level, it is called Ishvara. Karanavastha, causal state, individual microcosm, prāṇena, and macrocosm, Ishvara. So these terms we should remember. Then today's whole class will be depending on this, based on this. Then at the Sukshma Avastha, that is at the subtle state. At the microcosmic level, that is individual level, he or she or it is called Taijasa. And at the cosmic level, at the macrocosmic level, it is called Hiranyagarbha. When the consciousness is working or manifesting at the cosmic level, it is called Hiranyagarbha at the subtle state. Now at the physical state, or a gross state, or the waking state, at the individual level or microcosmic level, it is called Vishwa. And at the macrocosmic level, it is called Virat or Vaishvanara. Whoever has attended the homas, especially in the Ramakrishna Mat mission, iha valoita Vaishvanara jātavedā, iha valoita sarvakarmani sadhaya svaha, like that we make a chanting. So that Vaishvanara is what? The consciousness is manifesting at the gross level or at the waking state, at the cosmic level. Again, macrocosm basically. So causal state, subtle state, gross state, or it can be taken as deep sleep state, dream state, and the waking state. Okay, state is fine. Individual is prāṇena and Ishvara, Taijasa and Hiranyagarbha, and Vishwa and Virat or Vaishvanara. Okay, this you should have it in your mind. I know it can be head-boggling bit, but you should try to remember. So from the mantras or the verses from 5 to 9, the Yama is trying to teach, Yama is trying to explain the consciousness is manifesting as prāṇena and Ishvara, Taijasa and Hiranyagarbha, Vishwa and Virat. So there is nothing else other than consciousness. At the gross level, we are seeing so many things. At the subtle level, we may see so many things at the individual level, at the cosmic level. Same thing at the causal state, Karana Avastha, we may see many things. All of them are nothing but the manifestations of the consciousness. How to understand? In the ocean, you see a small wave, smaller wave, smallest wave, big wave, bigger wave, biggest wave. And not only that, you might see sea foam, you might see water bubbles, and a few other things. But all of them is nothing but water and water alone. If the moment you remove the water, then the wave subsides, wave ceases to exist, big or small. Water bubble ceases to exist. Sea foam or water foam, that also ceases to exist. It all because of the water and water alone. So similarly, consciousness and consciousness alone exist. It is appearing as different things. So now, if you understand this, in every moment of our life, in every experience of our life, we can feel and we can be mindful about consciousness. For example, I am suffering. I am suffering from rheumatism. I am suffering from knee pain. Fine, no doubt. Your body has got knee pain. Your knees have got knee pain, no doubt. But you are that awareness who is aware of the body pain or the knee pain. So we have to hold on to that awareness. Because of its presence, I am able to understand everything. I'm able to experience everything. So we can feel and we can experience that awareness at every point of time. Okay. Now what happens by this? But my knee pain doesn't reduce. My rheumatism doesn't reduce by thinking this, by trying to hold on to, hook on to awareness. Yes, no doubt. Your suffering will not reduce. Your pain will not reduce, but your suffering will reduce. Your reaction to the pain intensifies the suffering actually. Our reaction towards the pain intensifies the suffering. That can be reduced. And the more and more we get detached, all these things will come and go. You will not get perturbed. You will not get disturbed. You will not get carried over. For example, before coming to Vedanta or before practicing Vedantic ideas into life, even small scolding or a person, maybe relative, friend or a outside person, XYZ, he or she might made a small statement on us. Immediately we would have reacted. Immediately we would have become angry or shouted and we would have quarreled. Now, if you are really understanding the Vedanta and you are putting into practice, into depth, and if that has gone to your subconscious level, then you will not react so fast. She told, all right, but I don't think I am like that. Then why should I bother? It is mere sound, it is mere words. Why should I bother? Why should I react to her? Better to keep quiet. Silence is the best answer for her. Silence is the best reaction towards her. So that mental composed nature, we can get it the moment we understand I am the consciousness, I am the awareness who is aware of all these things. And whatever we are experiencing, the matter, mind, energy, whatever you might say, ideas, thoughts, feelings, perceptions, all of them, including our body, including this world, 14 worlds, all of them are nothing but different waves in the consciousness. So consciousness and consciousness alone exist. Everything is what it is appearing in the consciousness, including me, including you. Imagine, that is not the state of blankness. That is not the state of voidness. It is the state of awareness. It is just awareness. It is just consciousness. Everywhere it exists. Only we are thinking that I am different from consciousness, or consciousness and I am separate, consciousness and this body is separate. All this thinking based on the wrong understanding. So to remove the wrong understanding, this intellectual tedious journey called studying the Vedanta, it appears that many times it can be tedious. But to remove the misconception, or in the point of Swami Vivekananda's language, to dehypnotize ourselves as body and mind complex, we have to study Vedanta, we have to study Upanishads. All right. So now you should be able to understand at the Karanavastha, it is Prajna and Ishvara. Under the Sukshma Avastha or Swapna Avastha, it is Taijasa and Hiranyagarbha. Under the waking state, or at the grass physical state or a grass state, it is Vishwa and Virat. And in the fifth verse, last class which we discussed, there we discussed very clearly, or we tried to understand that. Emma explained that the Prajna and the Ishvara is nothing but consciousness. So consciousness is appearing as, manifesting as Prajna and Ishvara. Okay, that has been completed. Now what else is left out? So consciousness is appearing as Taijasa and Hiranyagarbha, Vishwa and Virat will be explained from verses 6 to verses 9. Let us try to understand. So if you understand this, three states and consciousness is appearing all of them. That is what Yama is trying to tell from the verse number 5 to verse number 9. Yah pūrvaṃ tapaso jātam adbhyah pūrvaṃ ajāyata guhāṃ praviśya tiṣṭhantaṃ yona bhūtebhirvyapāśyata etadvai. He knows Atma to be that Hiranyagarbha, who was born in the beginning from that tapas, who was born before the waters, having entered the heart, who resides there with the body and sense organs. This is indeed that. Okay, let me try to now explain. Now, how microcosm and macrocosm they meet each other has been beautifully told in this verse. Apart from Taijasa and Hiranyagarbha, Atma is manifesting as Taijasa and Hiranyagarbha. Okay. Now, cosmic mind. Now, Ishvara, the first manifestation is what? Ishvara. Ishvara is what? Causal state or the deep sleep state. The next manifestation, the next evolution step is what? Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is a Sanskrit word, I know that. It is nothing but cosmic mind. I have a mind. So every one of us, we have got minds. I have mind, you have mind, X has got mind, Y has got mind, Z has got mind, E has got mind. So we are all minds put together. That is called cosmic mind. Cosmic mind, that is called Hiranyagarbha. So here he is telling, Yah pūrvaṃ tapaso jātam. Tapaso jātam is what? He is born. He means, tapaso jātam. Who is born here? Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is born out of tapas, means out of meditation, out of visualization. Tapas should be taken here as visualization. Why visualization? In Taittiriya Upanishad, you will get this. Sokamayata bahusyam prajayayeti. The Brahman thought, Brahman desired, and let me become many. Then he did tapas and he entered into the world actually. He is manifesting as the world. Tapaso jātam yah pūrvaṃ. After the visualization, he manifested as Hiranyagarbha. And he manifested as Hiranyagarbha when? Before what? Yah pūrvaṃ, before adbhyaḥ pūrvamajāyata. Even before the creation of the water, he came into existence. All right. Then guhāṃ praviśya tiṣṭhantaṃ. And afterwards, he entered the cave and he started residing there. Ya bhūtebhirvyapāśyata. And he is covering the entire individual beings. So what is this water? These are all very symbolic meaning actually. Means the Yama is trying to tell, before the creation of this physical world, which consists of stars, planets, water, all of them, the Ishvara out of tapas emerged as a first manifestation. That is what? Hiranyagarbha. That is cosmic mind. So before the creation of the planets, solar system, or the space, ether, water, fire, earth, all these things, before that itself, Hiranyagarbha came into existence. And this Hiranyagarbha is nothing but the collection of the minds. So first mind came into existence, then afterwards the elements. So here he is telling, from Ishvara, Hiranyagarbha came into existence. And seated in the cave of the art, what does it mean actually? Here that cave represents our mind actually. The mind is the reflecting medium. That is the only where the consciousness is possibly reflects, and we can understand the consciousness, or we can understand the reflection of the consciousness. So in this, all these things I have discussed in detail in the Dugdisha Viveka. So this is also symbolical representation or metaphor. So he is sitting in the cave of the heart, Means what? It is because it is the heart here is what? Nothing but the mind, means it is the reflecting medium. So that's the only place where consciousness can reflect directly. Then from there, the source is distributed or the energy is distributed to the sense organs and to the planets and whatnot. That has been told here actually. Then bhūtebhirvyapāśyata. Though we feel consciousness is non-physical, it is subject, it is non-objective, all these things. But here's bhūtebhirvyapāśyata. Here am I saying that consciousness is living with the even physical matter. Means what? It is behind every activity, like a brain activity, your blood vessels, physical sense organs, our body, our whatever the matter we see. It is behind everything. There is consciousness and consciousness alone. The ignorant looks like physical body and the consciousness separate, different. But the wise person understands that consciousness is seen in the lens of sense organs and thinking that it is a matter. It is not so. So this has been explained in this particular verse. Yah prāṇena saṃbhavatyaditirdevatāmayī guhāṃ praviśya tiṣṭhantīṃ yah bhūtebhirvyajāyata etadvai tat. He knows that Atma to be goddesses Aditi, who is the embodiment of all the deities, who is born in the form of Hiranyagarbha, who is born along with the elements, and having entered the heart, who resides there. This is indeed that. The same idea, more or less, has been repeated by the Yama in this particular verse also. Now, our subtle body, again care of Tattva Bodha. Subtle body consists of 17 elements. Which are those 17 elements? 5 pancha pranas, 5 pranas, then pancha gnanendriyas, 5 sense organs of knowledge, then pancha karmendriyas, 5 sense organs of action, 5 into 5 into 5, that is 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15, and 2. The other 2 is manas and chit, manas and buddhi. And chitta and ahankara is involved here, included here. So these are the 17. Okay. The 17 components put together, our subtle body has come. And this subtle body is the part of the Hiranyagarbha. Okay. Now, for every sense organ, it has been presided by one deity, devata. For example, this eye is being presided by the Surya. And our mind, brain has been presided by the Chandra, moon deity. And for example, our hand has been presided by the Indra. So like that, every sense organ is been presided by a deity or a celestial being or devata. And who is the mother of all the devatas? Aditi. Now, I hope you will be able to get the link now. So, Hiranyagarbha is like a mother, like a Aditi, and from Aditi gave birth to all the devatas. So, similarly, Hiranyagarbha is like a Aditi, she is a queen. From her, all the devatas have been emerged, like Indra, Varuna, Rudra, then Chandra, Surya, like Adityas, basically. All of them have been emerged. They were all born out of Aditi. So similarly, all the celestial beings, devatas, are being emerged from Hiranyagarbha. That has been told in this particular mantra. araṇyornihito jātavedā garbha iva subhṛto garbhiṇībhiḥ dive diva īḍyo jāgṛvadbhirhaviṣmadbhirmanuṣyebhiragniḥ etadvai tat. Now, I thought in this mantra I will give you 2 versions. One is simple meaning version, the other is based on the Shankara Bhashya, that is the Shankaracharya's commentary. Then you'll be able to understand, I thought. The fire which is presented in the 2 pieces of arani wood is carefully maintained, just as the fetus is maintained by the pregnant woman. That fire is daily worshipped by those who are ritualists and meditators, this is indeed that. So in the last mantra, they told from Hiranyagarbha, all the preceding deities of the of our sense organs, even all of them has been formed or been manifested by the Hiranyagarbha. So our individual minds are part of the cosmic mind. Our sense organs are part of that cosmic mind, or the first manifestation, that is Hiranyagarbha. So there is no essential difference between microcosm and macrocosm. That's the one thing which they are trying to tell. And also there is no, consciousness is appearing as Jiva and Jagat. And sometimes this becomes too technical for all of us, too difficult for all of us. But Swami Vivekananda, during his itinerant days, Parivrajaka days, when he was traveling in the Himalayas near Almora, that is particular place called Kakadi Ghat, he was sitting. He was sitting and probably was thinking or meditating. So he had an experience how this whole world can be understood even just in the drop of an ocean. So the microcosm and macrocosm are one and the same. There is no difference between microcosm and macrocosm. Essentially, that was the experience through meditation Vivekananda had. So it is not mere intellectual speculation. It is not mere imagination, or it is not intellectual argument. Rather, it is a statement of, rather, it is a reality. Only we are unable to understand because our mind has not become that pure, our mind has not gone to that level. And one more thing which I would like to remind you is Sri Ramakrishna's and Swami Vivekananda's one more experience. Once Sri Ramakrishna was explaining that everything is Brahman, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. While explaining, he told that I, you, this table, chair, kettle, whatever the objects was there in his room, all of them, and including every individual, every one of us, we are Brahman and Brahman alone. When this young Naren, when he was listening, he felt it is too much. In those days, Naren was not believing in Advaita Vedanta. He was not interested in Advaita Vedanta also. He came out, and with one of his friend, Hazra, he was making a fun of Sri Ramakrishna's teaching. Look, Sri Ramakrishna is a good person, no doubt. He's a simple-minded, but unfortunately sometimes he loses his mental balance. He doesn't understand many things. He wrongly understands poor. I really feel pity about him. I feel sorry for him. Why? What happened? Hazra asked. He says everything is Brahman, it seems. I, you, everything. How the chair and cart and the kettle, I and you can become Brahman? No, it is not possible. Hazra was also never the follower of Advaita Vedanta. He was a great Vaishnavite, and he was the follower of, I think, Vishtadvaita or Dvaita philosophy. He also said, yeah, there's a blasphemy to say that. It is a sin to say that everything is Brahman or what. So like that, both were discussing and smoking also. They were doing smoking and discussing. Then Sri Ramakrishna comes in ecstasy. And he asked, Naren, what are you discussing? What are you talking? So Naren told truth, simply, oh, sir, whatever you were saying that everything is Brahman, cart, kettle, etc. So regarding that, we were discussing. Then Sri Ramakrishna asked, do you believe it or not? Swami Vivekananda says, I will never believe. It cannot be. It is out of, logic. How can consciousness can appear as the living beings and non-living beings and everything? How it is possible? Then Sri Ramakrishna teaches him. When Sri Ramakrishna teaches him, the whole world, the palpably, so tangibly was experiencing this world, it started slowly collapsing into one thing where everything got merged, and he sees consciousness and consciousness alone exist. And it is like they are flowing like a waves, consciousness and consciousness alone. After some time, when his mind came bit down, then this whole world, which it was so tangible, which it was so realistic, till then for him, then it was appearing as a dream-like, means hazy like. So while walking, to check whether the world exists or not, he used to strike his head towards the railings, iron railings, and trying to find whether the world exists or not. So like this, we can see great number of examples or stories in the science life. So all these Upanishadic statements or the Upanishadic teachings, whatever we are studying, it is not mere intellectual speculation or intellectual argument or a theory. It is a fact. All right. Now, simple meaning first I will tell, then I will go to Shankara's Bhashya. Arani, there is a word called Arani. Arani means actually fire sticks. Fire sticks which is made up of generally, as I know, it is a Shami Vruksha. From the Shami tree, it has been done. In the olden days, for the most of the yagnas, the Vedic sacrifices, like now on the lighters, or probably we will have the lamps, using the lamps or matchsticks, we light the sacrifices, Vedic sacrifices or any yagnas we do. Of course, yagnas are very less in number. We do more homas actually, whatever it meant. In the olden days, no matchsticks, no lighters were there. And there was a particular ritual to lit the fire. What was that? The wood, Shami Vruksha, the two pieces of wood, the Shami made up of Shami Vruksha, they used to take and they used to rub each other. So generally, and this wood is supposed to be dry actually. Supposed to be dry, and the below wood, which is static, and it also contains a small hole. And the above wood, which is a round in size, more or less round in size, which will be straight vertical position, and they will put inside, and with the help of a rope, just like a churning the buttermilk in the India olden days we used to do. Similarly, they used to turn the wood, and it produces tremendous heat because of friction. Then either they used to use cotton or some light material which can, with the help of it, it can catch fire. Or even from the coconut skin also they used to use. From that, that fire, whatever has been generated from that Aruni Shami Vruksha wood, that is Arani, from there they used to lit the Vedic yagna rituals and they used to perform. Okay. And when they prepare this, the priest, they used to take care of this fire in such a way. It is all Vedic imagery. Just like garbhiṇībhiḥ, that is pregnant woman, pregnant woman taking care of the embryo or the fetus. The pregnant woman, she will be careful about child safety, either when in her womb or after the birth also. While eating, while getting up, while sleeping, she is so mindful. She is so careful so that nothing should happen to the child in the womb and after coming out till for some time. So child should not get into problem, saying that every mother will take care of that. So this has been told here. Okay. Now it is all symbolic meaning here. Now the two woods supposed to be dry. Okay. And when you rub it each other, the fire produces. So what does it say here actually? The pure consciousness is, but if you ask, is fire is visible in the wood? It is not visible. But it is there in the potent state, in the dormant state. When you rub each other, then the fire can be produced. So similarly, consciousness is latent within the body and mind. Just we cannot pinpointedly show that the fire exists in the wood, so one cannot show the soul also in the body and mind. But when these two pieces of wood, when we rub each other, the fire produces. So similarly, when we prepare our mind, that is what churning or sadhana, through the sadhana, disciplining, taming the mind, so-called, all these things, by doing that, what happens? Just like the fire gets produced when the two sticks are produced, similarly, one will be able to comprehend the self or understand, I am that consciousness. And while the churning time, after churning, just like the priest take care of the fire so that it will not get off, and he will be able to perform the yagnas, sacrifices and all, just like the pregnant lady, the mother takes care of the child, either in whether the womb or after the birth. So spiritual seeker also should take care of his aspirations. Otherwise, his aspirations, the spiritual aspirations, might go down if we are not careful. We are interested in spiritual practices. we had a genuine interest in japa, meditation, studies, or whatever, in Vedantic studies. But if we neglect and if we indulge in so much sensual pleasures, worldly transactions too much, then whatever we had little, we might lose it. So whatever we have got little fire of discrimination, our little spiritual hunger, our little devotion, little interest in Vedantic study, it should be well protected. That's the first step. Then slowly, we should increase it. How? By doing more and more spiritual practices, by increasing our spiritual practices, and by doing prayers, meditation, by study, by contemplation, whatever it may be. For example, from tomorrow onwards, there is a Gupta Navaratri or Varahi Navaratri. So many people, they take spiritual practices because this is a very auspicious time for 9 days. I mean, every day is auspicious day, no doubt. But from tomorrow onwards, we can increase japa, we can increase our meditation, or we can try to control something like I will not eat this or I will not eat that. So I'm basically trying to control our desires, or increasing our japa meditation, or doing some chantings, all these things. By doing this, we can keep our spiritual current in a good way. So etadvai tat, and this is that. This is that means what? The inner Agni. The inner Agni represents what? It is that awareness. It is the consciousness. When that both sticks were rubbed each other, the fire got produced. So, I mean, it is a symbol there, of course. Vedic imagery has been taken there. So similarly, when we do the manthana, Samudra Mantana is also symbolical meaning actually. When the Mano Mantana, when the Mantana happens in our mind between good qualities and bad qualities, between sensual pleasures and spirituality, worldly things and spirituality, slowly, when we turn towards more and more sattva, more and more spirituality and all these things. Just like in Samudra Mantana, Amrita was produced. So similarly, we will also get Amrita. That is the immortality. That is the moment when I understand and when I experience, I am that self. So this beautiful idea has been put in this particular shloka. This is the simple meaning. So based on Shankaracharya's bhashya, I would like to give technical meaning. This verse discusses the last pair, that is Virat and Vaishvanara, or Vishwa and Virat. So in the earlier last class, we had seen between Ishvara and Prāṇena. And now Tejas and Hiranyagarbha over. Now in this verse, Vishwa and Virat has been discussed. So consciousness expressed through tangible universe, that is at the waking state or the gross physical universe, is what Virat. Consciousness expressed through individual body or waking state is called Vishwa. Okay. And now here Virat has been represented by the fire principle Agni Tattva. Why only fire principle? Why not other ether principle he could have taken, air he could have taken, water he could have taken, or the earth principle he could have taken? Why only fire principle? Why? Because if you see from the Akashadvayu, from the Brahman, from the Vedantic evolution concept, the theory of evolution, if you see, the first manifestation is what? Ether, space. Space is not perceptible for us. It is only inference. And the air also. Wind or air, we cannot see actually. We only infer. So it is not visible to our 5 sense organs of knowledge. Whereas the Agni or the fire is the first principle or the first element which is visible for our naked eye. Of course, water also is there, earth also is there. But the earth is the first element among the 5 elements. Among the evolution steps, if you take, the fire principle is the first element which is visible to our sense organ, that is called eye. So that's where, and gross universe is also visible for all of us. The subtle universe and causal universe is not visible for us, whereas only gross universe is visible. To explain the gross universe, that is the reason Yamar Upanishad has taken the fire principle as a symbolical meaning. So the fire which exists at the external world, it is called Virat, and the fire which exists in the internal world, that is inside our body, is called Vaishvanara. external fire you can understand. How to understand this internal fire? For example, we take the food and we get digested. The food get digested. Chemically we say because of acid and enzymes and all fine. So the Vedanta or the Gita, Upanishads, all they tell that there is called Agni, which is called Vaishvanara. In Bhagavad Gita, if you remember, Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashrita Pranapanam Samayuktam Pachamanyam Chaturvidam, he says. So the Lord is in the form of fire, in the form of which is named as Vaishvanara. So to kindle the fire, again that Aruni is there, Adho Aruni, Uttara Aruni, they say, two types of, two pieces of wood which churn. Fire is produced. Okay. And who is doing this activity? Manuṣyebhiragniḥ, avishadmebhih, jāgṛvadbhirhaviṣmadbhirmanuṣyebhiragniḥ. Two adjectives has been given by the Upanishad here. The humans who are ritualists and meditators. And what they do, how do they do? Subhṛtaha jātavedā. They use the energy and rubbing the wood and fire is produced. Who is interested in rituals and meditation, and after the producing the fire, they carefully maintain the fire and they protect the fire. How do they protect the fire? Just like the pregnant woman. And Manushya, so one has got a human birth, he only can feel that consciousness and who can struggle for the moksha or mukti. And he is also interested in ritualist and meditation means what? Here we should take it, a deeper meaning is what? The applied meaning. Applied meaning or implied meaning is what? One who is interested in spiritual life. And how they are worshipping? Dive īḍyo. The worshippers are not worshipping the fire one day, or weekly once, or monthly once, or yearly once, or once in a while, once in a lifetime. No. Dive īḍyo. They try to worship the Agni every day. Means what? Spiritual practice should be done daily. My Gurudev used to tell always, there is no holiday for spiritual life. There may be holiday for your kitchen. All day today is Sunday. We are not interested in cooking in the house. Let us go out and eat. Or because of festival, we will not cook. We will go to temple and there itself they will get prasad. Or because today, holiday, we say bank holiday here, or government holiday, so your offices are off. So you may not be doing the work. But it is not like there is no holiday for spiritual life. Means what? Every day we should try to practice spiritual practices as much as possible. By that only it is easy for us, by consistency and by persistency, we can reach our goals. That has been told in this particular mantra. And this Virat and Vaishvanara is none other than the Atman or the consciousness which Nachiketa wanted to know. Yataścodeti sūryo'staṃ yatra gacchati tam devāḥ sarve'rpitāstadu nātyeti kaścana etadvai. All the gods are based on that from which the sun rises and in which it sets. Indeed, nothing exceeds that. This is indeed that. So after describing at the individual level, now the Upanishad or Yama is describing at the cosmic level, that is Virat. Okay. So now sun is the source of our solar system. We all know that. But here Upanishad is asking, what is the source of the sun? We are getting the light and life, everything from the sun, fine. But what is the source of the sun? The Upanishad is trying to ask. So the Upanishad is trying to tell here, the sun itself rises from and sets back into the supreme reality. All the cosmic forces, that is the cosmic the presiding deity behind fire, water, wind, are depending on and sustained by one central truth, that is called Brahman. So nothing in the universe can transcend or exist outside of this supreme reality. Okay. Now sun rising, that is what we saw in the Upanishad mantra, this verse. So sun represents here our sense organs. Sun rising and sun setting is what? Waking up that is from the sleep and going to deep sleep. Okay, and there is a prana, and prana represents the consciousness. The sun gives that light. That light is what the prana actually. That is the energy. The energy is represented by your consciousness. So basically, the whole world, the sun and the fire, water, earth, whatever the elements you are seeing, the energy, the force behind them, all of them have been emerged from that Brahman, and everything will finally at melts or it goes merges again at some point of time into the Brahman alone. So Brahman and Brahman alone exist. That's what Yama is trying to tell us. Yama is trying to break his head and make us understand, my dear, whatever you try to understand, whichever mechanism or whatever you want to see, whatever you think, which is conceivable, non-conceivable, understandable, subtle, gross, causal, whatever you might say, in everywhere, in everything, Brahman and Brahman alone exist. Or Brahman is appearing as all of them. Just like in the ocean, you see smallest wave, smaller waves, big, bigger, biggest, water wave, water bubbles, foam, and so many other things you might see in the, all of them are nothing but just like water. So whatever we see, sentient and insentient, cause, gross and subtle, all them are nothing but Brahman and Brahman alone. So these are quite technical shlokas. I try to explain in a simple way as much as possible to make you understand and sensible. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Yeah, if you got any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Maharaj, what is the meaning of etadvai? Etadvaitat. What does it
Etadvaitat.
mean?
This is
Huh?
verily that.
Excuse me?
This is verily that.
Okay.
Means it is.
And
How to understand, like I will tell, whatever, sometimes we explain this. Oh, no, I am telling you really, that's what, like, that's how it is. So you give emphasis for your statement.
emphasis of confirmation, actually.
Confirm. Emphasis on your view or on the statement, whatever you made. This is verily that. That's a one way of understanding. Yeah.
Okay, and this you talked about Gupta Navaratri, that is from tomorrow, for 9 days. Navaratri
Yes.
is 9 days. So
Yes.
15th to 23rd, right?
More or less, yes.
Pranam Maharaj.
Yeah, namaste.
Maharaj, going back to that sloka where it refers to Aditi, that sloka, not sure I didn't get the understanding of it. Maybe I have to go through the recordings. But you referred to that point, no, Maharaj. Each organ represents, each organ has a God representation. So Aditi here represents entire that 17
Aditi
elements
represents
you mentioned.
the Hiranyagarbha.
Okay, got it.
या प्राणेन संभवति अदितिर्देवतामयी. Just like Aditi is Devātāmayī, that is the mother of the deities, Devatas. So similarly, guhāṃ, so ya prāṇena saṃbhavati, which is born in the form of Hiranyagarbha. Just like all the Devatas are come from where? Aditi. Isn't it? So similarly, all the presiding deities or the subtle universe has been formed, has been emerged from this Atman in the form of Hiranyagarbha. So Hiranyagarbha and Aditi is been as drawn as parallel. Aditi in the Puranic language, if you take it as the Upanishadic language, it is called Hiranyagarbha. From Aditi, so many celestial beings, Devatas have been produced. From the Hiranyagarbha, the cosmic mind, all these pancha pranas, pancha gnanendriyas, pancha karmendriyas, pancha pranas, all these things have come. That's the reason I gave that all the story, so that you can link.
Thank you, Maharaj. And also, once again, thank you for the Ramakrishna and that chapter you brought in between. You gave that experience, that story, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
We completed up to sloka number 9, right?
You are right.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I know that. I mean, it is a technical part today I discussed. But I try to simplify it as much as possible.
It's actually difficult. It's even with fullest concentration also, it's not penetrating inside. So,
yeah, I
One
think that's the
question,
reason I
Swamiji.
gave you a one-liner. The Atman is appearing as the world and the living beings are sentient and insentient, are grass and subtle. This you should understand. This is the purport or the essence of this, all the mantras, whatever we discussed. From 5 to 9, whatever we discussed, at the causal level, at the subtle level, at the gross level, whatever we see, sentient or insentient, everything is nothing but the expression of the consciousness. Our consciousness is appearing as all of them, that's all. This is the essence of the shlokas. And Yama uses the Vedic imagery or metaphors or technical names, because the moment you say Hiranyagarbha, we go off. Taijasa, what is this Taijasa? What is Hiranyagarbha? We try to understand and we miss it.
Maharaj, I have shared one screenshot of that, what you just explained about microcosm, macrocosm in that WhatsApp group, Maharaj. Let me know if that aligns with the definition.
yeah, that's very useful actually. I have already taken a print of that.
Okay.
So it's really very useful, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions? If not, then we can end the class.
Swamiji, one term that was not there in the original is Vaishnavanava.
Vaishvanara. Yeah.
Vaishnavara. It is essentially like Vishwa. It's just a equivalent. It's a term for that.
No, it is a equivalent for Virat actually.
But they're using both terms.
Vishwa, Vishwa and Virat. Okay, Vishwa is individual at the causal level, individual self at the causal level, and at the macrocosmic level, it is called Virat, isn't it? So Virat also has got one more name, is called Vaishvanara. So either you can take Vishwa and Virat, or Vishwa and Vaishvanara you can take.